Jaden painted 1.7 glass tiles for an art project. Which fraction is equivalent to this decimal number? So here's my decimal, 1.7. And they want me to change that into a fraction. Who can tell me what should my denominator be? My bottom number. What should I use as the denominator, the bottom number for this fraction? What do you think, Noah? What should my bottom number be?
Ten?
10. Very good job, Noah. It should be 10 because there's only one place value after my decimal. All right. What about the numerator? Who can tell me what the top number of this fraction should be? What do you think, Bradley? What should the top number of this fraction be?
7.
7. Very good, Bradley. Anything after the decimal goes in my numerator. In this case, it's just a 7. Okay. Well, I do have a fraction there, but that's not all. What is this fraction missing for it to be equal? Right now it's 7 out of 10, but it's not equal to this decimal yet. What am I missing from this decimal that would make it equal? Violet, what do you think? What is it missing?
It's missing a.
Well, let's look at what it has. Got two numbers, right? It's got a 1 and a 7. I used the 7, right? Is there something I haven't used yet?
The 100?
No, there's not 100 here.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, who can help her out? Alexa?
Denominator?
I've got a denominator. It's 10 already. I've got a numerator, I've got a denominator. I've used the 7, but I didn't use all of this decimal yet. Noah, what part of the decimal didn't I use yet?
The 1.
The 1. What am I going to do with this 1, Noah? Where do you think it might go?
On the side?
On the side. Remember, anything in front of the decimal, anything in front of the decimal goes in front of the fraction. In this case, I had a 1 in front of my decimal, so I needed a 1 in front of my fraction. If I had a 0 in front of my decimal, then I'd have nothing in front of my fraction, because 0 means nothing. If you have 0 of something, you don't have any. But if I have anything that is not a 0 in front of that decimal, it needs to go in front of the fraction. Yes, Jadine?
I don't get it because it's 1.7, but isn't it supposed to be 100?
Nope. Because if I put a place value chart here, got my decimals lined up. Here's my ones place. The place value right after the decimal is called the 10th place, like the dimes in our money. 0.1, So that 7 is in the 10th place. I don't have
Oh,
a 100th place.
okay, I get it.
So that's why my denominator is 10, not 100. The only time I use 100 as my denominator is if I have 2 place values after the decimal.
Oh, I get it now.
The thing that you can use, honestly, to help you remember is look at how many zeros they have. 10 has 1 0, so that's for 1 place value. 100 has 2 zeros, that's for 2 place values. So this fraction matches my decimal. My answer should be C. 1 and 7 out of 10. Question 4. The model below is shaded to represent the part of 2 pies eaten at a party. Why is the top 10,000? It's not 10,000. That's a tenth. TTH. 10. It's got that snake sound to the end of it. Remember, all of my decimal place values have that sound. Because I have a tens place, but this is not the tens. It's the 10th. So I always write it lowercase. And I always have that TH to remind me that these are decimals. This isn't a tens place. It's not like $10. This is like 10 cents, which are two very different things. And number 4, model below is shaded to represent the part of 2 pies eaten at a party. Pie number 1, pie number 2. Which fraction and decimal represent the part of these pies eaten at the party? Okay. Last time, on problem 2, we figured out the fraction. Let's figure out the decimal first. I've got 2 pie models here. They shaded in all the parts that they ate. Do I have a whole model that is shaded in? If I look at what they're showing me, do I have a whole pie that is shaded in? Alexa?
Yes, but you just have one.
Just have one. Okay, so I have one whole pie shaded in. This next one isn't all shaded in, is it? Just a part of it. So there's my decimal. One whole pie and something. I'm going to count the pieces of my pie really quickly. I want to see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 pieces of this pie. Out of these 10 pieces, how many pieces did they shade in? How many pieces on the second pie have been shaded in? Alexa?
3?
3. So what should I write after my decimal, Alexa?
A 3.
A 3. 1.3. There's my decimal that shows me how much of the pie they've eaten. let's look, and we're going to check the decimal part to see if we find one that matches. 0.13. No, does not match. 1.3. There's a match. 1.3. Got another match. And 1.03. Was close, but doesn't match. Okay, so I've got two answer choices that have the right decimal. Now I have to check that they have the right fraction. Violet, I've got a number in front of the decimal, right? What number is in front of the decimal?
A 1.
A 1. So Violet, what number needs to go in front of my fraction?
A 1.
A 1. Anything in front of that decimal goes in front of my fraction. A 1. Okay? Violet, what should my denominator be right now?
The denominator should be 10.
Could be 10, because there were 10 pieces of the pie. Okay? And what about my numerator, Violet?
3.
3. 1 and 3 out of 10. Let's look at my fractions now and see which one matches. 1 and 3 out of 10. That matches. 1 and 3 out of 20. Does not match. So my answer should be D. 1 and 3 out of 10.